So my prior video was about what I thought of how many people sell the carnivore diet as this snake oil and this magic bullet that is something that you just eat to satiety and then it solves everything and then you just drop this weight and then so on and so forth. So basically, now I want to talk about what I mentioned at the end of that video where I touched on how I think a zero carb lion diet, which is the very core of the carnivore diet and the strictest version of it and the purest, can help you ease into a fast, keeping you fat adapted, and how I think it can be utilized with on a fasting regimen to help you to lose weight as fast as possible. Hence the word fasting. So basically, and this is what I'll be doing since I put on a lot of weight and body fat recently, and reap the results with me, alongside me. So basically, what we do is we want to be fat adapted. So you keep zero carb, lion diet. You don't do insulinogenic dairy or carb having eggs. You just eat fatty beef, high fat beef, because the higher the insulin, well, the higher the protein ratio of that beef and the leaner it gets, the higher insulin response it invokes in your body, which is not something that we want. But anyway, so you just eat higher fat beef, and then after a while, your glycogen stores will deplete. But if you don't want to cut just fast and deplete your glycogen stores after a while, and then just refeed with fatty, higher fat beef, no dairy, no eggs, nothing else. And then if you want to lose fat, then you'll know at that moment when you did these things that you'll be fat adapted, because you'll have no glycogen reserves and you wouldn't be eating any carbs, so your body will be forced to run on fat. First, preferably dietary, and then stored. So basically, this is why we're fasting. We want the body to consume the dietary fat, and then once that's done, I'm talking extended fast. And once that's done, it will be easier to switch to your stored body fat, because you're already fat adapted. You're not carb adapted. Your body does not need need to look for sugar, which is glucose, to supply energy for you. Any any glucose requiring mechanisms in your body will be supplied by gluconeogenesis, which is demand driven, not supply driven. So you'll just start your fast and the protein will be turned over. And besides that, the body will conserve muscle and protein. And besides the minimal gluconeogenesis, you will have already been primed and fat adapted. So you'll just ease into a fast. Where I think this is beneficial is the point where the body will not cause any cravings that will make you want food in general, but also sweets or any snacks or exactly like even some chips, because even chips have carbs, even though they may be salty, which break down into glucose, and your body remembers that. So basically, don't think that, oh, I don't even crave sweet things. But if you crave salty things, they're likely a suspect because they possibly contain carbs, which are also present in nuts as well, no matter how innocent they may look. So basically, especially if you want to cut and lose weight as fast as possible, the easiest way is to do extended water fasting, which is how I lost over 70 kilos. And to do that, the easiest, all you need to do is to be fat adapted, and then you'll be able to ease into a fast without having cravings, without having brain fog, without having to white knuckle it a lot. I'm not saying that it'll be just but to me right now, honestly, I've been on a fast for like 15 hours at this point, and I do not feel any cravings, no hunger, and I know that I will just cruise through it like smooth sailing. And I aim to do this extended fast for as long as I can take it. So basically, this is the reason why I think not eating any carbs at all, not even a trace amount of carbs, helps you ease into a fast as comfortably as possible, which I think is the best benefit that a lion diet provides. And this is the core of it. Once you master this, and I think that once you close a pathway in your brain, meaning that before, if you were eating snacks and Biscoff and chips or even nuts or cheese, dairy, that also has that casomorphin effect as well. So anything that invokes that opioid response or the dopamine response creates a pathway, like a loop. The farther you get from it, the less it recalls to you. So basically, if you're the kind of person that habitually, like let's say every 2 weeks or every week, that has a cheat meal or something, and if you try to fast, you're just gonna remember that, and it's gonna call to you like, hey, like, and in any given moment when you try to fast, you may feel like, oh man, it would feel so good to have that Biscoff right now. If I had some chips right now, I'm just sitting here like doing this thing. I'm watching Netflix or I'm playing some games. And it wouldn't be awesome if I had like a bag of chips and some Nutella, and maybe I could order some, like some McDonald's or something. So basically, the farther you get away from these, and the more close to zero, or my preference is keeping them at zero, carbs that you allow yourself to eat, the more easily you'll be able to cruise into a fast, because your body, since you're not providing it any carbohydrates, will be primed to burning fat, first dietary and then stored. And then you'll just be able to fast and ease into a fast very comfortably. So I think anyone who's looking to lose weight fast and rapidly, and body fat, not just weight or water weight, should do these extended water fasts where you could, if you want to ease into it, prime yourself in the way that I've described. And then don't be afraid that your body's gonna burn muscle, because your body's not dumb. We all have this ancestral DNA memory where our ancestors were forced to fast. Famine, unsuccessful hunt. And back then, since they could not find sustenance all the time and they just did not have this refrigerator behind them, like I do and like you do in your kitchen. So basically, they, to simulate that, they had to go through these involuntarily. But if you want to simulate that, because that's when your body, and that's how from back those times, that's how your body knows at the times of fast. Your body doesn't know if it's forced or not. That's why we simulate it. And through what the ancestors went through, that the body knows to spare protein, to conserve it, because it knows that you need the protein, the muscle, to hunt and to actually get more protein. So that's why you should not be scared that, oh, if I don't eat anything for a while, my body's going to burn all the muscle and my fat's going to remain. The body is not dumb. The body, remember that, is very smart. We're the apex predators on this earth. We did not become apex predators with our bodies being that dumb. That would not have happened. And there would have had to be an abundance of food at all times back in the ice age, and that did not happen. And throughout that time, so basically, just know that. And if you want, if you feel dizzy, if you have that electrolyte imbalance, whatever, you know what, you know why I have this in an arm's reach? For that reason, because when I drink water, if I feel like, even if I feel hungry, it's sometimes I'll just have a pinch of salt. I'll add it to the water. I might even add a couple teaspoons of it in the water. And then I don't have to be worried about electrolytes or sodium. And I'll go through. I already did a 14-day water fast. I lost a lot of weight. So I dropped down my last 10 kilos to 65 once. And I'm aiming to do that again. Some people even go for longer. Check out the Guinness record. It's like a guy who fasted for like 386 days. And he was very fat. He lost a ton of weight. But anyway, so basically, if you want to take it easy and ease yourself into a fast, condition yourself on a zero carb lion diet. And then just once you know for sure that you're fat adapted and you haven't been eating any carbs for a while, and you also know that you've depleted your glycogen stores, you just start your fast and you'll see that you'll not crave anything and you will not be feeling hungry. So I think these levers, these mechanisms should be utilized by the smart people, because once we get to our goal weight, we can do anything. I mean, of course, within limits, within weighing ourselves daily, weekly, whenever, checking your body weight. Nobody tells you that you have to cut out, I don't know, snacks or unhealthy stuff, or even unprocessed food, like all ultra processed foods every now and then. If you crave that, it's not a good thing to eat 2 kilos of beef just to not eat that, I don't know, Nutella or Biscoff, because you're gonna gain weight anyway and you're not gonna be satisfied afterwards, because you didn't even eat the thing that you wanted to anyway. I mean, you're not gonna be satisfied and you're gonna be angrier. So just do that and go hit your target weight, and just, if you want to ease into it, ease into an extended fast, man. Just prime yourself, condition yourself, and then, like I said, you will not feel anything. Voila.